you go home? Oh, no more will I run. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Believe me, son boy, when I say to you, you can't test my sound in nothing that you do. I've got my doublet and 45 well sharpened for you, and I'm gonna cut your throat more than a machete could do. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Your box and your changer, you arms them just not ready. And how could you ever want come test we? Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. It's a long time now you've been sending challenge to we, and when we check you out, you are softer than a young baby. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Believe me, son boy, when I say to you, can't test my sound and nothing that you do. The plate and 45, we have them in a bulk. Fish roll you get too rough, we better than the man called Hulk. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Won't you go home? Won't you go home? Won't you go home? Won't you go home? Won't you go home, son boy? Go home, go home. Like me, you're not rough like me. Tough like me, you're not tough like me. I like me, you're not rough like me. Go home, oh, I beg you go home.